We bought a gaming PC from a pawn shop that is a massive eBay seller.
This PC is from Pawn America on their eBay store, and it's a $388 gaming PC. This can't be bad, right? Well, we're about to open them and find out after word from today's sponsor.
Nothing screams broke boy more than an unactivated copy of Windows. So that's where our sponsor can help you out. gvgmall is an online marketplace that sells Windows licenses and game keys. It's crazy how easy it is to activate Windows. All you gotta do on gvgmall is go buy a key using code TB20, and then once they send you that code, all you gotta do is copy and paste that code into the Windows activation settings, and boom, you now have an activated copy of Windows. So what are you waiting for? Head to gvgmall today and be sure to use that code TB20 to save a bit at checkout. Thanks again to gvgmall for sponsoring today's video. Now back to you, Matt and Jackson.
All right, let's unbox this $388 gaming PC, see what we got.
So what it is a CyberPower PC, supposedly brought to this pawn shop, whichever location. We're talking about it off camera. Pawn America has physical locations nowhere around us. They're mainly in what area?
Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Okay, so there you go. That's where they're mainly located. Never been to one before, but this $388 gaming PC features a Ryzen 5 5500, 32 gigs of DDR4 memory, some AM4 motherboard, and a RX 6500 XT. That's probably gonna be the worst part about this, guys, the 6500 XT.
We got an on-brand wireless keyboard that is like typewriter style. It's not mechanical, and see, did it come with the dongle?
Huh?
It might be, maybe it's in the PC.
Maybe. I will say this eBay seller McCall's show on screen here, they included a ton of pictures. So shout out to them. They showed all this stuff, and there should be a Razer mouse in here, which will make it even weirder. I'm assuming this is just all stuff that whoever pawned this PC or sold it brought it into them and was like, here you go. And now it's a bundle for you to buy.
God, I bet they gave them like such a little amount of money for it.
There you go. There's the Razer mouse, Death Adder Essentials, which really is an expensive mouse to begin with, but.
Yeah, yeah, the Death Adders are about 26 bucks on Amazon. It's actually like in pretty decent shape. It's not as gamer glued up as you would think. Power cable, and we must have a halfway decent board for it to have one of these nicer Wi-Fi dongles or antennas.
Yeah, be curious to see what the condition looks like, because on paper, the 5500 with the motherboard and RAM and everything, the price isn't that bad. Really, the 6500 XT is where there's gonna be problems, only 4 gigs of VRAM, all the limitations it has, but we'll see what it can do in modern games and see if this was a good deal to potentially upgrade with another GPU later. They must have like given these people maybe like 150 bucks.
Oh, if that.
If that, like $100, which sucks, because I mean the computer itself, like in decent condition, could sell for $450 pretty easily. It's really just the GPU that's gonna be the biggest problem.
But hey, just like PC Bros, you gotta make money.
You do. All right, can we get it out? Let's go. Very well packaged for a company that well, doesn't sell PCs primarily.
Yeah. So this is definitely like an as is, like they just shipped this thing. All right, so we got our Cooler Master UFO cooler. That's what we like to call them here. They're like a stock cooler, honestly, but with RGB. Ketchup and mustard sleeve cables, and don't we think it's an Apevia because the picture was an Apevia.
Yeah, picture shows I think an Apevia 700 watt power supply, so we'll take a look at that.
All right, so we got a SN 570. It's just a Gen 3, 500 gig SSD. I mean, the front, we have dual channel RAM. It looks like at some point they've had the RAM out, or at least they left the lanes open for some reason. It's a little strange. It should be a 6500 XT.
Yep, only 2 video out, no encoder. Not the best GPU in the world, but you know, I'm not gonna beat the dead horse on that one. It's definitely a budget GPU that should be fine for esports titles, and we'll show you guys where it does fall flat.
In the current market, which I know we say all the time, but GPUs are really expensive, so honestly, like, this PC, if it works well, God, the dust isn't a terrible price.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need to do a dusting, but in Toasty Bros fashion, we'll inhale all of this again before we do any cleaning to see what it looks like in its current condition. But it looks like, oh boy, the RGB is taped together with duct tape. That's a great start. And then the Molex is also taped together with duct tape. This is the American way right here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why they did the duct tape.
I don't think CyberPower...
CyberPower definitely didn't do that.
I was also gonna say CyberPower, did they do dual channel RAM with G-Skill?
I don't know. I wouldn't think normally. Dude, look right there. That is kind of foul. The good news is I haven't seen any bug life yet, so we got that going for us.
Just pull this out, you'll find it.
Probably find a bug or two, but it's interesting. If CyberPower did this, you guys must have been running low on supplies. Let's you want to plug it in real quick?
Yeah, so it looks like.
Oh, did we see what the power supply is? It an Apevia?
We can't see from here, but we can check and also check for rodents. If something comes running out at me, I'm done. The Prestige 600 watt Naples Gold. So it's a fine power supply, 600 watts.
God, look at the fan.
Oh, look at the hair. Okay, I'm gonna put this all back. I don't even wanna, I should be wearing gloves with this PC, I'll be perfectly honest. 388 seems like a fair price, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's not like a groundbreaking deal, but we got a game on it in its current condition, see if any hair flies out at us while we're gaming. Let's power it on first and see what's going on, but
obviously see if the temps are good, if it's stable, but if we clean this thing up, do some new thermal paste, do some cable management, this build will definitely be a good resale.
yeah, easy to resell, and it has upgrade path in mind. I mean, AM4 obviously, dead platform, but the motherboard's nice enough. You could put a 5800 XT that you can buy very easily right now in this thing, and even a modern GPU, 5060 if you wanted to, whenever that card comes out. So, I mean, there's room to grow with this system.
You know what else I just noticed is the fact that it's a full ATX board and a full ATX case.
Shout out Cyberpower.
Rebuilt company, what the hell?
Maybe they're actually doing something. Ready for hair to go everywhere.
Dude.
Oh, yo, it is coming.
It's raining.
It's raining hair.
Oh, this is cool. It has a little RGB diffuser that kind of goes in the glass. Yeah, this thing, honestly, I mean, the color scheme, especially if it gets switched to red or something, I can see this being a decent look. Oh, look, you can just do it right now. Yeah, I mean, it actually kind of reminds me of the build that we're trying to flip up front for the other video.
Yeah, it does.
With the red, but I think this thing's gonna do pretty good. I really hope we don't have any weird blue screens or crashes, but we're about to find out with some gaming.
Game time. Okay guys, before we dive into our benchmarks, I want to go ahead and show you guys what is on this Windows install. Something we're going to try to do in the future with other pre-builds to show you guys what the out-of-the-box experience looks like. Obviously, we have Windows 11 installed and activated. Actually, we can check if it's activated. Let's say activation settings. Yep, we are active, so that's good. We have an actual activated copy of Windows 11 Home, not Windows 11 Pro, which not the end of the world, doesn't really matter to me. We're gonna check the startup apps as well, see if there's anything weird installed on here, but it came in the out-of-box experience, so we went through the whole setup process. I believe this was a freshly refreshed PC. All these games I installed after the fact. I installed MSI Afterburner, Fortnite, all those games. There was nothing weird in the documents, downloads. This is all stuff that I installed. We saw the startup apps. Everything is very clean. I will say the date and time is not accurate. It is not 4:15 a.m. So this PC may have came from the West Coast. It is currently 7:15 a.m. So good morning to you guys. But yeah, all in all, this looks pretty straightforward. The one thing it did not have was AMD drivers. I did have to do the AMD driver install tool, which it's pretty common with PCs like this. They don't really go through the setup process to install drivers. So if you guys go and get a pre-built PC and you click this bottom right corner and you normally don't see this little AMD icon here, or for an NVIDIA GPU or for an Intel GPU, the different icons, you're gonna wanna install the AMD drivers for the graphics card because you won't get maximum performance out of it. But this is definitely not the most heinous Windows install ever. It's actually kind of boring. So, and you know what? We kind of want boring. All we have to do is install the AMD GPU drivers. Now let's see what this thing is capable of in gaming.
All right, guys, we are playing some Marvelous Rivelius, and we're currently running 1080p. We're using FSR 3 set to quality, and we're running low settings with just SSGI, so a little bit of ray tracing. It just ain't quite it. I'm gonna try to, since this is gonna be a longer game, I'll try to run these settings for a couple minutes, and I think we'll try to maybe go like FSR like performance or something like that, just to see if we can get a little bit better. Because I think there's some room for improvement here. And the biggest thing we noticed,
the RAM issue is insane.
We're using almost 23 gigs of RAM, and so we thought maybe like, is there a game open in the background? But what's weird, dude, I need help healing so bad. Hey, Jeff, please, Jeff. Yeah, our theory was like maybe there's like a game open in the background, but after like looking, we noticed that there's no game open, and we think that maybe it's borrowing VRAM or something.
Yeah, because we're at about 3.7 gigs of VRAM being used. We're pretty close to the max 4, and 4 nowadays in modern games is just not really gonna cut it. Especially a game like this, but I don't know why it's using 23 gigs of RAM. That seems a lot. It could be FSR, it could be that, but that's what the game's pulling.
It's weird because Task Manager says the game's pulling like 14 to 16 gigs of RAM, so where the extra like 8 is going on? I don't know.
It could be this Windows install. We got some malware. We're being spied on.
Yeah, it's making it hard to play.
It's like it's really up and down too.
Yeah, like there's times where it's pretty playable, but the latency is kind of frustrating. It's hard for me to like hit any shots. I almost have to like pre-time them. Maybe my aim's just horrible. It could be that too. All right, so next time I die, we're gonna try to lower settings. See what happens.
A little FSR performance.
Oh my god, dude, why am I like struggling right now? Perhaps it should have not been time. I forgot I can kill one of his clones. Ooh. Come on, babe. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh, I did. No. All right, we're gonna try to change some settings. So we're doing like the best case scenario FSR 3 ultra performance. Ooh,
They made it better.
Definitely has the Vaseline.
It looks
effect.
very Vaseline-y.
Oh, weird. I go for the tank again. That's why.
Nice.
Lightweight. So yeah, basically Marvel Rivals and some of these newer esports titles, lowest settings, some FSR to help, and it is playable.
Next game. Okay, gamers, we are in Fortnite, currently running 1080p. I'm trying performance mode. It's been a while, but I feel like with this GPU, performance mode makes a whole lot of sense. Far view distance and low textures, and let's go to Crime City once it pulls up here. But I'm curious to see what this is going to run like. In the warm-up lobby, I was not getting a great experience, I'll be perfectly honest with you. We're getting a lot of stutters here and there. And I'm starting to think, I don't really necessarily know this is the case, but when we do end up cleaning this PC up, I think we're gonna do a new Windows install because there's just something weird about how games have been performing on this. And for those who are freaking out in the comments down below, oh my God, Matt, you're testing Fortnite again. This is a $388 PC. The person who's on a budget most likely is going to play games like this. These are the games that people are actually playing. Yes, we will test some more higher-end games at the end of the video. We always do that, guys. Don't you know? At the end of the video, we always test higher-end games, where we'll really see what this thing is capable of. But you already know, 6500 XT is going to be extremely limited in the long run, especially in modern titles because of the VRAM situation. Oh, that was very embarrassing. Man, this is like stuttery. I don't really know why I'm having the stutter I'm having. It's not super smooth. This is still playable. For 388 bucks, if you're trying to play Fortnite, this is still a good experience. You can optimize settings a little bit more. We've done videos on how to optimize your Fortnite settings and get a much better, higher average, but this is doing okay. Ooh, we hit those. Let's push. I jumped over it. Oh! Goodbye. Ooh! Yes, let's stop while we're running away from the enemy. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you know what? Obviously, esports titles running fine. Marvel Rivals is definitely the most demanding esports title, and as you saw from the benchmarks, that GPU is not happy. You're gonna have to run FSR on really good performance settings and really have that 5500 kind of carry the GPU a little bit. But let's run some more demanding games, because of course, we should make this look even worse, right guys? Let's run some other demanding games, show you guys what this thing is capable or not capable of. Then we'll clean this thing up, get it in its final presentation, and show you guys what we got for 388 bucks after we clean her up and show you guys what it's all about. Let's do that.
Well guys, we got this PC nice and cleaned up. Now of course we did the benchmarks completely natural with this PC covered in dust because we wanted to make sure we didn't skew any numbers, and it really didn't have any problems like overheating or anything. But the 6500 XT, you know, it's almost worse than I remember it when it came out, and there's a reason why the card's hard to even find nowadays.
Let's talk about the other benchmarks and then dive into our 3D Mark score to see the overall picture of this gaming PC. We have CS2, 1080p low settings. We got an average of 245 FPS with a 1% low of 106. Wukong, 1080p low settings with FSR. We got a kind of high FPS average, 84 on average, a max of 101 and a minimum of 26. We were getting so many warnings for low VRAM. We actually launched Elden Ring, 1080p medium settings. Got 55 to 60 FPS. I would recommend low settings for this one. We also ran Ghost of Tsushima, 1080p low settings, got an average of 60 FPS.
And for 3D Mark Time Spy, we got a score of 5,012, which is 8 cents per point, and that's not too bad for a pre-built. So the moral of the story is this is a pretty good deal on eBay. Rather than buying like an old HP or old Dell Optiplex and upgrading it, this is actually a true gaming PC that does have an upgrade path to it, which is pretty sweet. Now, I do wish they just honestly, like for the price, I just wish they had used like a 3056 gig. I know y'all hate that card, but this is worse, let's be honest. But anyways, good price to performance from eBay, so make sure you guys check the links down below because they will be affiliate links so that you can try to find one yourself. So anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
So now this PC is fully cleaned, it will be for sale at PCBros.tech with a little warranty.
PCBros.tech. We sell the gaming PCs we feature here on the Toasty Bros YouTube channel and a bunch of other ones ready to ship with great prices and great customer support. Use code Toasty Bros on checkout. You'll save 3% of your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.